is an emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived.
Down to the queens.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest, the best weekly Stardom podcast anywhere in the world. I am, as always, Alex, and I am joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody. Alex was sicky yesterday. I am sicky today. So I have a warm coffee that I'm enjoying with some Nutella in it, and I also have a cookie. Yay! Return of the cookie.
Woo.
Cheap pop, cheap pop. Everybody loves the cookie. Yeah. I don't know. I just started watching wrestling again like 2 days ago. I stopped for a good week and a half outside of what we had to watch for Stardom Quest. And they decided to not upload half the shit we had to watch this week. So I love that for me.
Yeah, they kept that cork and locked up until yesterday. It was like,
hmm
are they gonna release it?
And then I
I know,
woke up this morning. I was like, please tell me the Osaka shows up, and it's not.
yeah. I know Sonny said he was going dark, so he doesn't leak stuff, but I think that also meant he wasn't gonna post the shows. So,
Yeah, I
but
love that. You
yeah,
want to know how thirsty for wrestling I am? I'm not that thirsty yet. There's a lot of shows that like good shows I could be watching. Um,
yeah.
Last night, me and my friends watched Ted DiBiase Jr.'s run in Noah
Oh,
in 2007.
sure.
He was bad. He was not good. He would gyrate and then do his dad's moves. It was crazy.
I mean,
I'm not joking. I
that
wish I
sounds like
was.
2000s Puro. Like that is perfect 2000s Puro,
Yeah, him
right?
and
Like
Kenta
it
was like
was
actively dog shit. It was disturbing. I
wow,
was like, I can't believe I'm watching this. Why am I still here?
wow.
Then I
It,
watched
w-
Natsuko
it,
Tora versus Tam Nakano from 2018
I saw
to
you
cleanse my
post
palate.
that, and I was like, "What is he doing?" It's like, why we have like stuff
And
to
then
watch.
no, the funniest part. I already watched all of the Stardom show before this. Then the funniest part is that I went from the Ted DiBiase Jr. to Natsuko versus Tam to old Johnny Gargano promos.
Oh
Um,
God,
yeah, they. I think it was way better when he like was like funnily dog shit at promos because they were so funny, man. I don't think you guys understand. Like I'm sorry, I know that we're supposed to get into Stardom, but at one point I was watching this promo with my friends. He was talking about his Dragon Gate USA like debut or one of his first matches in Dragon Gate USA, and he's like everybody's gonna bear witness to the coming out party of Johnny Gargano. And I was like, you just laughed at your own joke of saying coming out party, dude. That's crazy. What a guy. What a guy. That's
he
what I did last night.
okay. You had a fun time.
Mostly, except for that DiBiase versus Kenta match. That was bad.
All right, okay. There's just an ominous clumping sound downstairs.
Okay, this is ominous stomping sound upstairs. I'm concerned that the toddler is killing my mother.
Oh, we're both getting like invaded at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it just clump, 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 and I was like, "Oh, that's it. I'm dead." Oh no. Okay. Um,
Yeah, but
I
I
think I'm
blamed it
dead.
on a murderous child, and you're concerned about an actual invader. That's the difference.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, my neighbors do be loud sometimes. There are some times where they will like close their door so much it's like we've opened and closed ours, and I'm like, "How do you do that? How do you have this much power?" Um,
uh,
so.
Stardom?
Yeah, sure. Before that, head on over to the 5starnetwork.co for all of the latest podcasts and articles about the wonderful world of pro wrestling. I don't have anything to plug. I don't know if you have anything.
Only kind of. There was an article that was released. I didn't write it, but I did write some of the background in it about Shiro Hashimoto, because a friend at the network was asking if anybody wanted to help him with um knowing things about Chiro Hashimoto, and I did. So I wrote some of a recent article that did go up on the Five Star Network about Chiro Hashimoto versus Shuri, a great match from this year. Um, yeah, go check that out.
Okay, all right.
And
It
also,
it concerns me.
I have a New Japan article that I'm writing that's taking a long
Oh,
time,
of
um,
course.
because it's about my favorite trio in the company, but I ended up writing like 1,600 words about one of them. So I don't know. Like, there's a lot more to go.
You're something else. I tell
I
you that.
love El Desperado.
Somehow, some way. Um, yeah. So that's I had a comment to make, but it left my mind.
I
Oh yeah,
apologize.
I'm very worried because your light hasn't been lighting up on Discord, and I'm just like, I can hear you. I know you're
Yeah,
speaking, but there's no light.
the light is lighting up for me. If it
Okay.
gives you any
That
sense of
does. That
calm.
that makes me feel better because you can just never tell. Like if I feel like people don't understand if a recording ever did not work, I would die. Like I am going out the window
Yeah,
first
this is
thing,
that's like
and that's it.
Alex's baby. Is
Yeah,
is like the technical side of this, and when that fucks up, he is distraught.
it is a bad day. It is yeah, it makes things bad. But anyway, what's not bad, debatedly, is the world of Stardom. We have a
Who's
lot
to
of
say?
news from Stardom. Last Wednesday evening, the PWI Women's 250 released, Dylan, and
Mm.
of note, Julia was number 2, Tam Nakano was number 5, and Saya Kamatani rounded out the top 20. There was Stardom wrestlers kind of thrown in then throughout the listing. Um, so yeah, I said a few
Including
weeks ago that I was like, it's going to be really interesting when Rhea Ripley takes number 1 over Julia, and I was right, of course. But I
to be fair,
remember
I didn't think
some.
Julia should be number 1.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter.
I thought Tam should have been higher than Julia personally, uh, just by like pure
I think the
understanding
pretend
of.
rankings don't. I don't think the pretend
But
rankings are that
but
deep.
that's what I
I
mean. No, I
I
agree.
don't.
I agree. And I know you hate talking about this, but
I
you brought
do.
it up. But no, I like even within their metric of like stupid, like not real rankings, where at certain points they've ranked people over other people purely because of like I'm not gonna whatever. Um, Even in that, I'm just like, why wouldn't the double champion who's like won everything and has held the company hostage? Why wouldn't she be number 2? But who cares? Um,
Yeah. As I
yeah.
say every year, if you got somebody from PWI off the records, they would tell you exactly why they rank the way they rank.
You don't even
I have
have
no.
to get them off the records. One of them
Yeah, that's
said,
true. That's true.
one of them said on, and I apologize. One of them said on Renee Young's podcast a few years ago, or Renee Paquette, uh, that like the only reason they ranked somebody number 1 over somebody else was because of their race, and that made me feel very weird.
No, but that's it. They're selling magazines. Okay, Rhea
Yeah,
Ripley is the easiest seller. She's this TikTok sensation. She doesn't do anything in the ring, but apparently that doesn't matter. She's number 1 because it's easy. You just get to go look. It's Rhea Ripley. Buy the magazine, and people will buy the magazine. And when Siri finished number 1, it was because they had the story of hey, look how great Stardom is, and so they moved some Stardom wrestlers up so they could artificially be like, hey, this is the Stardom edition, and that's how it goes. And I respect it. You have to sell magazines. A lot of people don't understand how hard it is to make actual money from pro wrestling. It is really
it's
difficult.
incredibly difficult.
I do not begrudge anybody who does something like this to make money because it is not easy. But I'm just like, I don't feel a need to debate it because I understand what they're doing is they're trying to sell magazines, and after the top 10, nobody really gives a shit except the wrestlers who get to say, "Hey, look at me. I'm number 28." Now, if you're Jonathan Gresham and try and take it to your boss for a raise, that's extra silly.
It's
But
kind of based. Like
for
it's
the
dumb,
rest of
but it's
them, it's kind of
I
neat.
respect the moxie. Um,
Yeah.
no, yeah, the only this is the end of our PWI discussion because yeah, I don't really care, but it is very funny that Waka got on the list and like nobody else. Like Hazuki didn't get on the list.
I
Koguma
think
got
they
on the list, and
forgot
Hazuki
Hazuki.
didn't get on the
I
list.
think they just forgot her
They
because they
had
forgot
to have.
Naito. Like Naito is a lot more important than
Oh
Hazuki. I
yeah,
think objectively,
Naito won the
and he
biggest
was
tournament
left
in
out.
wrestling. Like maybe
Yeah,
a day after the. I don't know. Like that's just not how that works.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, they had to have because I was like, Waka's beaten. She's pinned like 2 people.
Hmm.
It's Nanai and Ida, and neither of them are on the. Like I just found that very funny.
Yeah.
Because
So
again, the funnier part about PWI is like looking at it within their like rubric and within like their way of thinking, and it's still somehow not making sense is very funny to me. You know what
oh
I mean?
yeah,
Because it's like it's
definitely.
one thing to be like, oh well, we're very abstract in how we look at this, so you know, and that's why it's weird. But when you look at it from their perspective, it's still not making sense. Is great. I love it. It's so fun. But yeah.
It's yeah, it's good fun sometimes. I don't get much
Jesus,
fun out of
dog.
it.
Why?
Oh my
Why?
god, you okay there?
She just barked in my ear.
Oh,
She
you
decided to
poor
sit by
thing.
me, and I was like, "Oh, that's sweet of you. You're gonna sit," and she just decided to start barking at me.
Hey, all right. Um, On to other news. The 4 participants in the Ona Sengoku Jidai GP Sumasuro Hanano Keiji
You're
Special
killing
Tournament
this.
have been announced. So this is so like this was a voted thing. There was a poll that went up where people could vote for the participants in this miniature tournament on a sponsored show. So the 4 wrestlers picked are Utami Hayashishita, Momo Watanabe, Maika, and Mirai. So they're gonna have a mini tournament on. Did I get rid of the one that had it? No, I didn't. On the 2nd of December in the Dolphins Arena, actually. So that's a pretty big show. That's probably one of their pay-per-views, and yeah, they're running a
Wait, they're doing
miniature.
like a wrestling. They are wrestling. Like this is like
Uh,
a thing,
Maybe I assume so.
huh?
Yeah, they're
You
having a
said
miniature
you said
tournament.
Micah, Utami, Mirai, and who?
Momo
Shuri, Momo.
Watanabe. Yeah.
Well, damn.
So
That's
there was
a
like a fan vote. You could vote for a bunch of people to be in this, and it's on the next Dolphins Arena show. So
damn.
I
So
assume
they're
that'll be a
so
pay
they're
per view.
just there's running back the blue block, basically.
Yeah, the fans voted for it. I guess.
That's sick. I mean,
Yeah,
if that's like wrestling matches, that's insane. Like that's just a random. Oh, yeah, I was gonna do that. Cool, cool.
yeah. I would assume they will wrestle. It's Dolphins Arena, so they'd
Yeah,
give away that caliber of match there.
maybe, and that's December. You said
Yeah, 2nd of December.
maybe this is a de facto tournament for the
Um.
Mayu match.
Oh, possibly. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like a sponsored thing. I don't really know what story is with it. So
Yeah, but like you're gonna have to beat 3 pretty big deals that you don't want to beat. So
yeah,
it
but
should probably mean a little bit more. Again, if this is like a like wrestling, like a serious thing, and they're not, doing a rock paper scissors tournament, you know, what I mean, like if it's like a whole thing, then I mean, you kind of gotta do something with it, I would imagine. But I mean,
that's
also
true.
they don't have to because they're Stardom.
Yeah. No, they have announced some extra matches for shows coming up on Stardom Gold Rush on the 11th of November. It's called I Don't Know, but Stardom, and I will never get over that. We have had 3 matches announced or added to that card. We have Wonder of Stardom Championship match. Mirai defends against Shiori Ano. We have a high speed championship match when Mei Seira defends against Mooka Hanazono. And there is a Moneyball tournament which will involve DDM and 3 other teams, presumably in a ladder match, to get 10 million yen. So that's
Or
how
are they
the
doing
Edgeon
the?
Arena
Are they
show is
doing
shaping up.
the the 4 teams? Or
Yeah,
yeah, I
I think
guess
I
that'd be
said
the
it in a
invitational
promo.
again.
Yeah, so
Because I mean, obviously, stars are going to be in it again because stars.
yes,
But other than that, it's kind of hard to pinpoint other groups of people that aren't doing it. I mean, I guess maybe Sakiyami Shuri or like things like that. But yeah,
yeah,
because I feel like
yeah.
that's such a the show has so much already on it, and
Well,
Queen's
it's only
Quest is all
4
injured.
matches now, so it's
But
who knows.
yeah, but everybody's also injured. That's the other part.
Yeah, but you could do like Micah, Megan, somebody else maybe. I don't know. Honestly, Oedo Tai might be in there. They haven't got much going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Oedo Tai, Rina is defending her future Stardom Championship against Hanako on New Blood West #1. So that is on November 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Um, they've also announced the full card for the show this weekend, the Halloween show. We'll preview it anyway, but we'll just run it down since it's all brand new. The Zombie Rumble will contain Zombie, Grim Reaper.
Shouldn't we? Wait, we're just gonna preview this later. Why wouldn't we just?
Well, because some of the things changed. Stardom, super strong Stardom machine, super strong Big Machine. Now that has been taken from the show. Super strong Big Machine. I don't think is on it anymore.
Giant machine or big machine?
It's Big
Big
Machine.
big machine is Yuna.
All right, so it might be Giant
Giant
Machine.
machine is Lady.
There's two giant machines. So one of them is off the show. And we also have the second generation sexy dynamite princess, which I assume is Waka Tsukiyama.
Yep.
Okay. They did change the Mina match as well. That was a handicap match, and now it's a zombie lumberjack tag match with Mina and Waka against Dump and Zap. So
It would have been so funny if it was because I was gonna like Mina in a handicap match would have been so funny, but like they shouldn't do that.
no. So yeah, they changed one or two of the matches there. Tam Nakano is still off the shows. They've announced everything, and she's not back. Sakura also not back. Momokogo also not back. And Lady C is off the shows as well because she has
Azumi
the
is
flu.
continuing to take time off, or wrestle sporadically.
Yeah.
No non-tournament matches for her outside of the
Oh,
Natsu
unless she's
match.
under one of the masks or something.
Maybe, but it seems like she's pretty much like taking it easy outside of tournament matches. Um,
That's true.
so yeah, and she's not wrestling this weekend, I don't think, because somebody made it clear that Miyu Amasaki is the only queen left standing as of right now.
That's true. Well, her and Hina, technically.
Hina's away for school trip thing.
Yeah, but
So
she's healthy. But yeah,
yeah, but
that's
yeah,
crazy actually. Only Kevin. Wild.
she's the last queen standing. I've
Um,
tweeted this a week or two ago, but I didn't bring it up on air. This is like the fourth time that like Queen's Quest has gotten severely hit by like injuries and like absences to the point where like there was only like two members around.
yeah.
Um,
I
because I
think you
happened
brought
to
this up. I think you did
did,
because I remember you mentioning
I
it. I
remember I
think it was
tweeted it.
Azumi and somebody.
It was just Hazuki at one point because Azumi was still in school and everybody else was injured or left. So
Yeah.
Hazuki had to tag with Jungle, and they hated each other notoriously. So that was fun. And then Azumi and Utami got injured, and B was away. Yeah, this has happened like several times for Queen's Quest.
All right. Um, so yeah, I think that's all the news. Anyway, it's relatively quiet once you get past the PWI, which I mean some shows might go into detail with, but I don't see much of a need. Um, Over the past weekend, Stardom had their shows in Bangkok as part of the Bushiroad Expo. On the first one, predictably, Siri and Mina Shirakawa advanced in their special 2-day tournament. Siri beat Waka and Mina beat Unimon, so pretty standard there. Mina got to kind of cut the promo after the first day, I think. I don't know if she cut a promo. The second day then had Matcha beating Jenny in our setup special offer match. So poor Jenny didn't get the win, but she is tall, which I learned because they
Also,
had everybody lined up and she was taller than most of them.
Matcha is way more experienced, so it makes total sense.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
she's her senior, so
But Jenny is the star. So
no disrespect
have
Matcha
to.
like that, but no, I agree. I agree.
In our third place playoff in that tournament, Waka and Unimon drew, of course, in a double count out. So that's great.
They're like, nah,
Um,
nobody gets to eat here except for Shuri and Mina.
yeah. And then we had the main event, the final of the 2-day tournament. Siri beat Mina Shirakawa in just under 11 minutes. So
With the white tiger.
yeah, she got awarded a thing. I don't know what it is. She got to cut a promo where she I don't know what she said. She didn't really say much. She said, "Hey, keep supporting us," and then Mina stole whatever she won. So sometimes,
Oh yeah, they got like these pants, I think.
yeah,
These tie
yeah.
pants, yeah. Wait, no,
So
that's yeah.
pretty much nothing happened here. They got to show off Stardom to the audience. They got to take a look at Matcha and Jenny, and I'm sure one of them will eventually come over. I mean, Mina was hyping up a Thai member of Club Venus already. But yeah,
Mina
nothing
and Shuri got
really.
to train Muay Thai. That was the other thing.
Yeah,
They posted a
that's
bunch of
kind of
videos of
fun.
them
Yeah.
training Muay Thai in Thailand, so that's cool.
In If it was the old Stardom world, they would have uploaded a video of like all them doing fun shit in Thailand, but I do not think anybody in Stardom
No
wants that
fun is
extra work
allowed.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to do that. I remember vividly Arisa Hoshiki and Saki Kashima.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did they go?
Oh man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I, I
It
can't
was
remember.
somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, like this is still on Stardom World, and I'm pretty sure they have guns at one point. They show them like at a shooting range, and I was like, "What the hell is happening here?" So they used to do that kind of outside the ring content on Stardom World, but they don't
There's
really
also like
do
there's
that.
also like a video of Utami and Momo in Guam hanging out. Yeah, they
I
used to
knew
like
somebody went to Guam. I couldn't remember
yeah.
who though.
It, I think that Saki and Arisa Mai went to Thailand. But
Oh,
I'm not
maybe.
100% sure. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I don't know. It used to be people don't get it. It used to be so fun to be like a Stardom fan and like get their little vlogs and shit, and then they just were like, nah, never mind.
Yeah. Well, we have what's a Marugoto Stardom now? Marugoto
Yeah,
Stardom,
that's true.
the talk show. That's kind of fun. Everybody gave up on that though after like 2 episodes, but it's
It's
still out there.
it's not translated. Like the clips that will get translated by like HD subs or something are always like super fun and super insightful and super interesting. But like outside of,
I
kind
feel
of
like
seeing like the
context
physical.
clues are usually easy
Yeah,
enough.
it depends because like certain episodes are very heavy on like physical comedy and like them
Yeah.
doing like challenges and stuff like that. So those are easier to watch. But other ones they're pretty much just like talking about stuff and whatever. And it's like, oh, you can kind of get the grasp of it because it's a variety show and there's a lot of pop-ups and a lot of stuff like that. But sometimes it's like, are you gonna spend an hour of your life vaguely understanding a Stardom video? Maybe. If you're weird like I am, you've done it a few times. Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, on the actual wrestling side of stuff that we can see, because I don't know if they're going to upload the stuff in Thailand. They haven't yet, but they haven't uploaded much, so who knows? We did have a show to review from the 19th of October. This is a tag league show in Cork and Hall. This is 687 fans, which is really poor. Another bad Stardom number. The problems are mounting for all Stardom. People are ready to kill this company. I tell you that much. But yeah, definitely not great to be like under 700 at a venue that they usually do well in. But what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's injured,
Yeah,
and it's tag league. It's never
yeah.
really been like a hot spot of Stardom. Yeah, I don't know. Scott was talking about the other day on his video thing. That's like they've done some of the best numbers in Japanese wrestling multiple times this year. So them having a rough month where like most of their top stars are injured and it's tag league, it's like that doesn't surprise and it shouldn't really surprise anyone. It's not indicative of the death of a company that just drew the highest Korakuen number of the year 2 months ago.
Very true, very true. Um, the opener of this show, anyway, was Momo Watanabe and Natsuko Tora beating Miyu Amasaki and Lady C. Momo got the win over Miyu with a B driver in 8 minutes. Let me tell you, there was a part of this where Miyu was like blocking Momo's strikes and fighting back, and I was like, "Here we go, let's get it." I was into it. I was very much into the Momo and Miyu stuff.
Miyu
I thought
Amasaki, Big Kev is making us believers. I didn't get to watch this, but
yeah, yeah. Kevin has arrived, man. She was doing stuff. It was great. I enjoyed this for like an opening match. It was fairly enjoyable.
like I said, I think it's this is not a match that I got on my way to watch. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I think that the conversation has always been like, oh, what faction is better? Because they have the same like lineup almost. Um, in Stars or Queen's Quest. The answer is obviously Stars, just because it's like Stars is one of the greatest factions like ever. Um, but like even like in their modern amalgamation. But I think a lot of the reason for that was that the undercard wrestlers for Queen's Quest didn't match the undercard wrestlers for Stars. I think they're catching up. Uh, I think Hanan's like kind of blown them out of the water, and as is Koguma, so that's kind of an issue. But uh, I feel like Lady C, Miyu Masaki, and Hina hasn't been around, but even Hina, I think they're starting to put things together a lot more in the past few months. Um, like since the cage match, I would probably say, and I think that's great. And I think rising tides lift all boats and all that. So I'm happy that wrestlers like Miyu Masaki and Lady C are kind of really starting to show up a lot more than they were this time last year, for example.
Yeah, I mean, very soon we're gonna be watching Miyu Amasaki, and it's gonna be so heat that we're like headbutting walls and shit, just out of pure hype.
I think that might be like a white thing, but yeah, I mean, kind of.
I don't know, man. Like she was blocking them kicks, and I was ready to just throw a chair or
You
something. I
must
was
have
into it.
loved T.J. Perkins back in the day.
That is disrespectful.
No,
That is
like
heinous.
I still have like nightmares about the spot where Kota Ibushi killed everybody in the Cruiserweight Classic with his kicks, and then TJP's just like, I'll just block it, and that was the end of Kota Ibushi's tournament. Like that, like
Yeah,
he just didn't know what to do no more.
yeah. Well, I mean, in
Yeah,
fairness, it's like Triple H found out that Coda was not going to sign, and he was like, "Oh shit, well,
TJ,
we're
kill
gonna
him.
lose to this
Yeah,
guy." Yeah,
dab and kill him. But yeah, no, I agree. I think Miyazaki's like starting to really do good. I had something that I was gonna say, but oh, did you get to read the Lady C our interview that was released?
mm, no, I saw a bit of it, but I wasn't really interested.
It
Was
was
it? Should I have been?
it's no, not necessarily, but it's like
Okay.
kind of really sad. I love
Oh,
Lady C, but so her parents were not fond of her wrestling, right?
right,
And her dad made her promise that within 3 years of her career, if she did not see any, like, progress, she would quit and go back to teaching. And her third anniversary is next month. Um,
right.
and so she brought up how she moved back home with her parents because she's not at home enough to like pay for her own apartment because she's always on the road anyway.
Mm,
So she moved back home with her dad and her mom, and basically anytime she would feel kind of like upset about something with wrestling, her dad would just tell her she should quit. um and I almost started crying because I was like, that's so fucking sad, holy shit. um but she ended up telling how she's like happy, and how wrestling makes her happier than anything in the world, and like so she's not quitting next month, thankfully. But it just made me like it was a real tear jerker for me. It really you know tug at the heartstrings or whatever.
damn, these parents be getting in the way of wrestlers all the time, huh?
Hmm. Yeah,
Doesn't the story
it's
go
crazy.
that Arisa Hoshiki, her first retirement was because of her parents? They pulled her when
I don't
stuff went down
know.
with Io. I think it was because Io got caught with this planted
Mm.
stuff, and Arisa Hoshiki's parents were like, "We don't want her near this company," so they pulled her. I think that's a story that occasionally goes around.
Did she kickbox after or before she debuted?
After
Then yeah,
just a bit,
that
I
definitely
think.
tracks because her dad was a kickboxer. So he probably
Yeah,
just was like, just come train with me. Just stop doing
yeah,
that. Just come here. Um, no, I believe that. And Jesus,
yeah.
what the?
Oh my god. Though we are both being set upon today. um, yeah, I think
But
Yuhi as well. Yuhi was pulled by her parents because I mean,
this
technically she got abducted, so I don't blame them. But yeah.
I don't I don't know that story. Um,
Oh, really?
no.
Oh, so I think it's Yuhi was with a 0-1 guy. It might be Harley Jackson. It might be Chris Weiss. I cannot remember. It's one of the white dudes from 0-1 anyway. And
Oh no,
he like went he
it was
brought
Dylan
Yuhi.
James.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was Dylan James. Sorry, not Chris Weiss or the other
You
guy
do know
there.
that's my name, right?
Yeah.
I
But
hated that
Dylan,
so much. That was such a
yeah.
rough week for
Okay.
me.
So Dylan James brought Yuhi to where he's from, which I think is New Zealand, without her parents' knowledge, and she wasn't very like she was still a teenager. I think might have been like 18, just turned 18, and he brought her to his where he's from without her parents knowing, and they said get her the fuck out of wrestling, and that is why we were denied
Yeah,
generational talent Yuhi.
that's wild.
So parents, they gotta
The,
stop getting in the way of these Joshi wrestlers.
easy.
They're
Okay.
beasts.
In that instance,
Well,
valid.
yeah, but
Um,
maybe the white
but
guy should just go away in that case. But
yeah, Dylan James, go home, please. Um, no, but like that's also just been the case like historically. Like you look back at like those like Minami Toyota, I believe, like that was like an issue was that she was like, yeah, I can't like my parents are kind of like they like it, but at the same time there's like, sure you want to do this? Like, are you
yeah,
sure? It might not have been Toyota, but it was like this has
it
just
was
always been
Bull,
a thing.
wasn't it? Bull. There's like a whole documentary on Bull, and she's like, yeah, they
They were
kind of didn't
both in
want me
that
doing it.
documentary, so I get it. I get it twisted. You know what I mean?
That's
Because they
fair.
both went back home and like the documentary talked to their family. Shout out that French documentary. What a classic.
Oh yeah. Anyway, back to Stardom. Yeah, I enjoyed that opener. Miyu Amasaki is a real one. She's a real wrestler now. Good for Big Kev. We had a four-way match after this. Siriano beat Ruaka, Mina Shirakawa, and Ami Sore in 7 minutes when she pinned Ruaka with pottering. The finish of this was really cool because she like went for a move, ducked. Like, Ruaka went to counter it with a clothesline. Ano ducked. Rocca took out Amisore, which let Siriano put in the pottering and get the win. It was a
Yeah, I
really
thought this
cool
match was
finish.
just like really good. Like
Yeah,
for a
yeah, it was really
four-way match that like was just like, oh, that's happening, cool. Like this
yeah.
was just really well worked by everybody. It flowed perfectly. Um, so like sometimes Joshi four-way is kind of like somebody is a step behind or a step up. Like there's usually somebody's off. Everybody just did really well here, and I thought that was really fun. Ano's sick, and Ano versus Ruaka is my new dream match. I'm gonna have a new dream match for Ruaka every week, uh, and that right now it's Ruaka versus Ano.
Well, I preferred the Ano Mina stuff. That was very
Uh,
brief, but
uh, Bump that Ruaka versus Ano.
of course. Okay.
I'm
Um,
just fucking with you.
I know, I know. I can't. I don't even know what to say anymore. You're just insufferable. Anyway,
uh,
we had a Red
Ruaka
Goddess block
better.
match.
What?
Saki Kashima and Suri beat Hanako and Saida when Suri pinned Hanako, or no, she submitted Hanako in 7.5 minutes with a Suzaku. Um, this match peaked very early on when Saki went to do a bow and arrow on Ida, and Ida just went, "I am too strong," and pulled her arms back together. And I was like,
Oh,
"That is hella beast."
and then Saki got back in control and like chopped Ida and like broke her hand and ran to the corner.
They were
Man,
doing bits. It was great.
yeah, it was fun. I think Ida and Hanako work very well together.
Mm,
It's the I don't predict they're gonna have many like great matches in this tournament, but like they flow well together, which is all you really can ask for from a you know sub 1 year wrestler and Saida. Uh, in a tag team that she can't really win in. So yeah, I thought it was like fun. It wasn't bad. It was cool.
yeah, I had a good time. We had a
Hanako
blue
challenged
goddess.
Rena afterwards. By the way, this
Yes.
was when she challenged for the belt. She was like
Yes.
yelling, and the crowd was like, "God damn, you loud!"
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
She lost and said, "Now's my chance."
she
It's
lost and
great.
I was like, I need to prove that I'm not shit, and to do that, I'm a challenge for a belt. And I was like, I don't think that's how that works, but you go,
No,
girl.
yeah. After that, then we had a Blue Goddess block match. Hanan and Mayu Iwatani beat Megan Bain and Micah. Hanan and Mayu got the other team counted out in just under 8.5 minutes. So yeah, this was a good match. The finish was really well done. With Mayu like contorting herself 6 different ways to stop Megan and Micah getting back in the ring. Especially because they tease the 20 count finishes so often and then never do them. So
I
for them
think
to
the
actually
way they
do
did
it
this was
was nice.
super smart.
Yeah.
Um, I think this match would have been a lot better if it was longer, which is a rare thing for me to say in a tag league. Um, but I think if you gave a bit more like substance to the match, because the match was 8 minutes, but the last minute and a half to 2 minutes was the count out spot. Um, so if you just gave a little bit more like actual wrestling to like kind of build to it, I think that would have been made it a like really good match. Because I thought the work they were doing before the finish was super well done. Um, but yeah, I love the finish because what happened was Hanan. One thing I have never noticed, like I don't think I've ever seen a Stardom wrestler hold the tag rope. That shit is long as hell. Like that is not that is not a standard tag rope. That shit reaches halfway across the ring. Even after the match, you could see Saida being like, "Why is that so long?" like she was talking to the ref, like, "I don't know what like that was." Yes, that's fucking. But yeah, um, when Hanan did a phantom tag in that nobody noticed for like a long time. And so that allowed Mayu, like Megan threw Mayu back in the ring as they were doing the count, and Barb was like, "Nah, she's not the legal woman." And Megan was so confused, and then Han like jumped her, and then it just like kept going. And because Mayu wasn't legal, she can go in and out of the ring without the count breaking, right? And so they like stopped Megan and Micah from getting back in the ring. Hanan kind of like sneaked back into the ring and they won via countout. I thought it was a really smart finish, even though Megan kind of had to look a little goofy for a second. Um, and I thought that was funny. But yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was a really smart finish. I also think it was in line with Mayu and Hanan. They've had like Twitter exchanges where Hanan's like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be a rough match, Mayu." Uh, or yeah, she's like, "This is gonna be a rough match. Should I like operate out of instincts or should I like use my brain to figure this out?" And she asked Mayu, and Mayu's like, "Simply do both."
I like
And
it.
Hanan's like, "Oh, okay." And then after the match, he's like, "I did both, and we won. Look at that." And I thought that was a fun little,
Mayu looked so proud of herself afterwards. She was like
yeah.
pointing to her head. She was like, "I got a brain. I showed y'all." It was very funny.
It might be
Um,
chicken, but it's smart.
Damn right. But yeah, I had a good time with this one, and the finish was really well done. After that, we had a Blue Goddess block match. Mirai and Mai Sakurai beat Hazuki and Koguma. Mai Sakurai pinned Koguma with the Mai Pan roll in 10 minutes. That brings them up to 2 points. Both teams have 2 points.
Not for
Well, it
my
says two on
Sakurai
the
and
website.
Mirai got the auto win over Unaman and Tam.
The website really needs to get its shit together.
You
Okay.
think?
Did you know last week it said 9 minutes for the Decade of Queens main event, and that shit
I
was like
did hear about that.
27. That was
Great match, by the way.
27 minutes, and the website for Stardom said 9. Because I remember being
Yeah.
like, "That's really short. I don't understand." And then people were like, "Dude, it's a half-hour long match." So,
Oh yeah,
um, yeah,
the time card was like 50 minutes.
yeah,
I mean,
the
partially
file was
because of
so long.
the promo, but
Promos,
still,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
But
Weird
anyway,
website.
lot to discuss here. FDVC took 2 minutes to make their entrance and
It was
seemed
so
very
funny.
giggly.
It was
I
so
was
funny.
like, "Are you? Do you want to go?"
No, you're good. You're all good. You're all good.
Okay, all right. Because I was like, did somebody like spark one and they inhale the fumes or something? Because they are like way too giggly and out of it. And they kept showing Azumi just like waiting for them to come out. She was just sat there
Yeah,
waiting
because she
along
wasn't
with
wrestling.
everybody. And like they took so long that their music stopped playing by the time they got in the ring to do their pose. Like they just did it to silence because the track had ended. It was so.
And then Koga
It
was
was
like, "Yeah, clap for us, so that's not silent, please. This is weird,
it's
please."
so strange. I was like, how did they like? Are they high or
You know what?
hungover or
What
both?
definitely happened was
But
that they were like maybe 3 seconds late for the beat drop where they usually come out, and they're like,
yeah,
"Fuck, okay, we can't go out now. We gotta wait for the other beat drop." And then they're like, "Wait, but isn't the other beat drop like 30 seconds before the song ends? Like that's a long time." They're just like, "No, we just gotta commit. We gotta commit to this. We gotta wait until the other beat drop." And then they waited 2 minutes, 2 full minutes until the beat drop. And I was like, "Why the fuck did we wait so long?" That's what, and
that's
they were just like fucking laughing at themselves, like, "What the fuck did we do?" And that's yeah. I imagine that's what that kind of went down like.
yeah. Yours is a lot more innocent than mine. I was like, are they hungover or something? This is crazy. Mirai has light up shoes now, and I think that makes her the best to ever do it. In the official rankings, because like you just can't beat a light up shoes, you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Um.
fire. I mean, but uh, Trinity, Fatu has light up shoes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but she's not as good as Mirai. I
That's
think
true.
that's. I think. Shocking statement maybe. Mariah is better than Trinity. I like Trinity, but Mariah kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was a good match. There was a brief Mariah Hazuki thing, and I was like yelling because like they're cool. They're very good at the wrestling. And then my Sakurai and Koguma took over for basically the finishing stretch, and I thought they did well together. Like my Sakurai definitely has that perception issue where people still think she's this like shit trainee and she's not.
Yeah.
She's kind of
She's
good.
she's still pretty bad.
No, she's not. Come
She didn't
on.
do bad in this match. Like uh, she is way worse than Amisore. Like that's my stance on my
No,
Sakurai. Yes.
no
She is
way.
actively worse
This
than my
is
Sakura or than
this is
Amisore.
your worst possible take. Like
She's
how?
actively worse than Amisore.
There is
Like
no
the
world.
gimmick is cool. Like I like the gimmick. I think it's funny. I've come around on it. But she's still not a good wrestler. Like she's still pretty okay. Um, like I don't want to watch her matches
I
if
don't
I
know.
don't have
Her
to.
and Kokomo is good. I don't know.
No, I agree. I thought that this match she did very well, and I thought this match was probably the best of the night, from top to bottom. And I think my Sakurai definitely aided in that. Like, don't get me wrong, she had a good performance here. Um, but yeah, I still don't think she's particularly like good at wrestling.
Well,
Um,
that is tragic, really, because
I will say though, I concur with you about the Mirai Hazuki stuff. I was eating that shit up. I was like salivating. I was like, please just give Hazuki the goddamn belt. I need her to have the fucking belt. Just let her beat Mirai, please. Jesus. That's all I want in the world at this point. I can die happily if Hazuki just wins her goddamn belt from
the
Mirai because they
funniest
clearly
part
have
is
something.
of the three people not named Mirai in this match, I think she's the least likely to be white belt champion after, because like Koguma got a bit of a shine after the Kyrie promo, which
I think
like they could
I
turn
think
into a white
Koguma and
belt
Mai
if they wanted.
Sakurai. I think the other two have Wonder of Storm Championships matches coming up before Hazuki, unfortunately. Um, but I don't think
Yeah, I think
either of them
Mai,
win it.
I suspect Mai might be in line for a push. So
Yeah, I mean,
because
this
she feels
tournament
a
is kind
lot
of
like
indicative of that.
yeah, like she feels a lot like Unagi when she was challenging Saya. It was like, oh, they're setting her up to like beat Saya. And my Sakurai kind of feels like that, where they're really setting her up for an
Which
upward trajectory.
I think is one of my least favorite things that Stardom does. Because it actively makes me like a wrestler less when they kind of like
I
take someone who's
guess.
like kind of putting it together and they're like, "Oh, you are going to the moon, motherfucker." I was like, "They are. We don't need to do that yet. We could calm down. We can calm down." Like, and I think they kind of it worked with Saya Kamatani, but at first it didn't. But like she kind of like got it after like 2 or 3 months. Unagi didn't get it like ever in that push that she was getting. Like
Yeah, but she
she
would
didn't.
have got it by the time she won. Like she's better now than she was.
Yeah, but
I trust Mai. Mai keeps getting better. Um,
But my
so
point is that it's like she's starting to kind of put it together, but she isn't like I don't think she's there yet. Um, and they're 100% going to be like, you are getting a title match every single month for the next 2 years.
well, she's a
Um,
champion, so that
well,
will
yeah,
happen. um, but I don't know. I really feel with Mai that there's like a white belt match in her future, if not
oh,
the
definitely.
Cinderella win.
There
But
are
I don't know if
so
I don't
many.
know
I
if
think that's
Cinderella is like too
oh,
big.
please,
Maybe.
God, no, I don't need the Cinderella for my Sakurai. Um, it would fit the gimmick though, but
Yeah.
they shouldn't do it. No, I think that is an interesting thing to kind of bring up is that it's like there are a lot of people who could challenge for the white belt. Um, I think they should put more white belt matches on shows. Like put them on Korakuen sometimes. I don't
They're
like
never
if
doing that. They're
if you
never
are
ever doing
okay,
that.
but if you're gonna keep slowly pushing Mirai down the card on pay per views, just let her main event a Korakuen. Like it's not that hard. You know what I mean? Like once in a while, let her defend against Koguma on a Korakuen main event. Like that would be fun. Um, and it would get Mariah a couple more wins that, it's not like we're waiting every 2.5 months for her to defend the belt. Which I think is like an
Yeah,
interesting thing they've been doing is that despite their absurd schedule, the belts are like never defended. It feels
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. Like there's been what? How many red belt matches has there been this year? There was Suzu,
maybe
Maya,
7.
Tam, Mina, technically, um,
Meg,
Natsuko. Is that it?
Meg,
Oh,
Meg
Megan.
Natsuko.
So
Yeah,
6 from the first 10
6.
months of the year. There was 6 red belt matches.
That's what I mean. Like I'm going
And
insane with
two
how
on
many
with 2 pay-per-views a month, by the way. So there's been like 20 plus
that
pay-per-views.
like I don't know
And
how I just thought
3 of
about
those
this.
challengers have been outsiders as well. It's not the native roster who are all grinding and trying to get better in a competitive environment. 3 were outsiders. So it's like
Yeah, and one of
we
them ended in a no contest.
yeah. So it's like we've seen a lot of the Stardom roster do nothing because the red belt
There have been
challengers are
5
outsiders.
there have been 5 decisive falls in red belt matches this year.
That's crazy, yeah. And the white
Like,
belt has been a bit better, but it's been the same
but not by
names too.
much.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's a bit strange. It
Especially
is weird.
considering they're out of another belt. And I also brought this up the other day, is that it's like the only person this year that they feel like they have a desire to like really do good by is Julia. Um, because they're kind of doing Tam dirt. I mean, she's injured now, but they've been doing Tam dirty for God's sakes. Like they're just not letting her defend the belt, and she just looks very passive and like she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially when her wrestling is like her best thing. Like Tam has cool matches,
yeah,
so why not let her defend the belt and be cool, you know?
yeah. Let her do some work rate shit every once in a while. Like
Yeah.
it's insane how they got rid of the SWA belt and they're like, okay, and now let's do less world title matches. It's like what? No, why?
Yeah.
Why? Why
Yeah.
would you?
I like I don't get a lot of what Stardom's done this year. It has worked to a degree, but a lot of the stuff is kind of head scratching. And yeah,
I
the
just kind of thought about how few title matches they've been running, uh,
yeah.
especially considering that they've run like fucking double the amount of shows they did 2 years ago. It's
Mhm.
like Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's my complaint.
Okay,
This match is
that's
good,
fair.
and I think we should talk about the post match.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a lot. Um, do you want to take it away?
Um,
You
Not
seem
really.
interested.
I just wanted to say that well, my Sakurai said that as a regal motherfucker, I don't know. She's gonna have a money ball match, um, and Hazuki and Koguma were very clearly interested in it. Um,
Yeah. Well, they were
Hazuki's
taking the my
also
books, so
Oh yeah,
you
that
know.
was hilarious. Hazuki also is like trying to stir something with her and Mirai, by the way. uh she tweeted and was just like, Mariah is so fucking lame. Like I was like, God damn, homie. Like you could tell she's campaigning for this white belt match. Because it was just unprompted. She's like, why do you keep talking about your soul, you fucking loser? I was like, oh, okay, geez. But yeah, my Sakurai suggested the Moneyball match. I wonder if it will have money in it or if it will have my bucks in it, which
It should have my books. It should have
the
my
roster
books.
seems to think that like the my books are just as valuable as like dollars. So, because Mina also during the Natsu show, Mina was like fucking grabbing all of the my books she could. It was very funny.
Dude,
Um,
we will never get to discuss it, but that match was so funny.
it was
Like
absurd. Yako
that.
coming in and being like, hey, we are serious wrestlers. Stop degrading yourself. And everybody being like, man, fuck you.
But she said that while throwing them over the ropes so they would get wet. So
Yeah.
it's like you are adding to it. You are
And then
making it worse.
My Sakurai coming in and being like, "Did you have a bad upbringing?" Classic line. Killed her with that. I was just like, "That's it. It's over. Like you're never coming back from that." She has called out your upbringing, homegirl. You don't come back from that. So that's our talk about that match. It was so funny. It was so good.
Was, Mirai was like, "Yo, 10 million yen? Are you are you sure?" She said, "I would love to be in that match, but I kind of have to defend my white belt. So would anybody like to challenge?" And Sori Ano strode out, and in that moment, my head imploded.
Me too.
Um, like I saw the video when Stardom posted it, and I was like, and like Ano and Mirai, that is the good shit. I tell you that much. Um, because yeah, that's
You
everything you could
can
ask
you
for.
could tell me, and I imagine like it doesn't matter. Like I don't know if she's just very pretty or if like she just has like the most absurd like aura to her that like she just walked out and I was like, she should win everything, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Uh,
Anno for you. She's a
like,
beast,
I
man.
don't know, just like she just like kind of like wandered out very slowly. I was like, holy shit, why isn't she the champion yet already?
Yeah.
Damn.
You get it.
She's has the vibe, man.
She slays. That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
that.
She is slaying.
Hmm.
Like that is exactly what slaying is.
She's
Um,
girl bossing and she's slay queening.
she is indeed. And yeah, her and Mariah is going to be badass. Mariah's obviously retaining, but that's a pretty great match to run.
Yeah.
So yeah, and especially if Tam, we still don't know what Tam's status is for the Suzu match, and if that match is off, you are going to need Mariah versus Anno. That is for sure. Um,
Still not gonna be the main event. Moneyball, baby.
Probably not. Yeah. Uh, the main event then of the show is a goddess tag match. It doesn't tell me what block.
This
I
is
can't
red.
remember. Oh, okay. Thank you. And this was May Sarah and Suzuki beating Tekla and Julia. May Sarah actually beat Tekla in just under 14 minutes with a transformed power bomb. I had
It
this
was
loaded
the
up
arm trap
on my.
Liger bomb.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I had this loaded up on my Stardom World ready to go, and then I never got to watch it. So
Damn.
yeah, it's
You
been a
didn't miss
busy
that
day.
much.
It's been a busy day. What can I say?
I'll say that the high speed wrestlers carried this like by a lot.
Wow.
Because if
Okay.
like Julia and Suzu, like from the beginning, you could tell that they were kind of being way too cute with it, and I was just like, oh, that's what they're gonna do here. Okay. And then May Sarah and Tekla got in, and it was fucking absurd. Like I was just like, holy shit, May Sarah is the best wrestler in the world. But then Susan and Julia got back in, and I was like, okay, they really slowed it down. They were like, really, I don't know, like they didn't do bad, but like there was a noticeable like effort difference with
Yeah.
May Sarah and Tekla. Highlight of Suzu and Julia's stuff was that Suzu just kicked Julia straight in the face, like just square in the face, and I was like, okay, fuck, let's go, and then never like followed up with it. Um, yeah, I thought the Tekla and May over delivered, Julia and Suzu under delivered, so it kind of evened out to being a good match. Like I
All
said,
right.
the Hazuki Koguma Mirai Mai Sakurai match was probably better. Um, Especially if you had high expectations for this match, it definitely fell a little bit below. I'm sure people liked it, but for me, it fell a little bit below.
Okay, that's fair enough. I did like the tag gear for Tekla and Julia. I think it
Yeah,
looks good.
yeah.
The red and the kind of toned down look. It's very good. That was that show. That
Oh,
was
and then May challenged
oh,
Momoka
yes.
Hanazono for Osaka.
Yeah, which is like Momoka
Cool.
Hanazono will be on every Osaka show, just as a note.
Which is sick.
That is her
Like I think that's
territory.
very funny that like she
Yeah.
doesn't wrestle any, like she doesn't do tag league, she doesn't do triangle derby, she doesn't do shit except for the Osaka shows, but she will be at every fucking Osaka show. And shout out to her, she's getting a payday. I don't know if like Rossi's just a big fan of hers. It's just like I'm getting you for every show we do in Osaka. But
I mean, she's
hey, it's
pretty
cool.
good. Like her
No,
and
she's
May
great.
Sarah is a great
Yeah.
one to run. Like I was
But
very
it's just
excited for that.
like he doesn't do that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Where
Well,
it's like it does,
I
but
mean,
oh, like what I mean is that
kind
like
of.
Mocha Hanazono doesn't seem like she's going to be signing. Uh, she
Yeah.
also isn't around like prominence where it's like she's really putting like a lot into the product and like is putting people over out of like very like specific means and stuff like that. She's just she just comes in, does it. She's like Rob Van Dam, which is
Okay.
crazy. But like
Compare her more to Yoneyama, and that he probably just thinks she's neat and she can do
But
whatever
Yoneyama
and
comes around
lose.
like they don't make her
Well, yeah,
travel. That's the thing.
yeah, yeah, but like with Hanazono, it's like she's just easy. She will do whatever you need, and she doesn't care if she loses or not. So, and I think
Yeah,
they probably are like, well, she's easy. The local fans know her. Why not? You know.
I think Rob Van Dam's a funnier comparison though.
That's true. He's kind of a king. We do like Rob Van Dam.
He's the whole fucking show.
Um, that's right. The other show that happened this weekend. This didn't go up yet. It was on October 22nd. This is the Goddess of Stardom Tag League Osaka tournament in the Edion Osaka Arena number 2. It had 486 fans at this show. In the opener, we had Lady C beating Rocka. Whoa, Lady C closing that gap in the series.
This is what she needed to not retire.
Yeah, that's. I mean, why not?
Hmm.
We had.
Since
Let's
we
see what's up.
since there's nothing to really talk. I mean, obviously there's stuff to talk about, but this weekend shows aren't really that big. I made a joke on Twitter, and I think you would agree with it.
Oh no.
That AEW's women's division is kind of like Lady C and Ruaka, but not as good and somehow more repetitive. And I think that was a funny joke that I made personally.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
Because like
feel like
I
I've
was like,
seen 20 Ruby Soho Sky Blue matches, and I'm like,
yeah,
this is why am I in hell? You know.
and it's like, yeah, I would compare that to like Lady C and Ruaka, but like Lady C and Ruaka is like usually fine, like it's usually good.
I mean,
Uh,
Lady C is a she's got that dog. You know, Lady C
I
got
also
dog.
think that like Ruaka, when she feels like showing up, she kills it like consistently.
Yeah, we're
Um,
big rocker respecters around
yeah,
here. You know. Yeah.
I will never hear. I will never. I saw Ruaka's cage match and it's like a 5.3 or something, and I got mad. I was like, you guys
You
don't
never get
fucking
mad at the
understand.
cage match. You can't get mad at cage
I
match.
don't
Come on.
usually like if like a wrestler I really like is like a a 7, like a low 7 or like a 6. I'm just like whatever. A 5, that's when it starts bordering on disrespect. That's when I'm starting like you fuck you. Um,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
that's when I
It's
start
true.
reading the comments and being like, you're a fucking idiot. Fuck you. Like that's
Oh my god.
don't disrespect the Kappa. I mean the monster. Okay, respect her.
That's valid, honestly. I respect Rocka. We
Mm.
are Rocka
Respock.
respecters.
We're respockers. We're
We are
respockers of Ruaka.
Rocka respecters in this house. Yeah,
It's
she's
real.
pretty cool. Yeah, this is like Lady C's second win maybe in their 20
I think
match series.
third, and they've
Yeah,
had about
maybe.
like 10, 11
Yeah.
matches.
So
So rare win for Lady C again.
she's sky blue to the Ruby
Yeah,
Soho because Sky Blue I don't does she even win? Like I cannot remember.
no, that's the fun.
No,
No, she
yeah.
doesn't. Because I was thinking it's like, well, they're kind of starting to push her, but she doesn't win. They're pushing her, but she doesn't win. Uh,
She's doing spooky lore now, isn't she?
yeah,
They
when
doing
the real
spooky.
question is when does Lady C start like painting her face and wearing Scooby Doo gear? Uh, I think the Lady C Scooby Doo gear is when when she wins the belt. I think that's what we need.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. She's gotta do eye lore before she can level up.
But she also has to wait while the lead character in the Ilor thing gets married and goes on their honeymoon. So they just
Oh
have
my
to like
god, yeah.
hang out for like a month.
Oh
uh,
my god. Yeah,
there's so
Willow
little
and
to talk
Sky
about
Blue
that
looking
we're
like
just shitting
emos.
on Collision.
Yeah. No, Willow and Sky Blue looking like emos for a month because they gotta wait for
They just
Julia.
gotta wait.
That's
Yeah,
so funny. That's AW is so weird, man.
like
They got
like sh- like
Mystico in, and I was like,
yeah.
"Yes, this is the one." And then they booked Sky Blue and Ruby again, and I was like, are you serious?" I know it's
Can you give
Sheeta
me
and
stat,
Soho
man?
again, and I'm like, every AEW Women's World Title match involves one of two of the same like six people. Tony Storm will challenge for it in the next like month, and it will just be her 50th title match since joining. And you're like, "What are we doing here? Like, what's?" You've got like a 20 women on your roster. You could book one.
That's 20 women is like low balling it. They have like 50. I
Yeah,
mean, like only
you've
like
got
15 of
the
them are good.
Abaddon. They got the Abaddon. Where's the Abaddon? You know, they seem cool.
Remember Layla Hirsch?
Yeah, well, she's on
I
Ring of
remember.
Honor with like one knee, so it's
Yeah,
she still only has one knee. So,
yeah.
uh,
She
yeah,
works well for having one because you're right, but she like
yeah. Well,
yeah, it's
she's got dog. What can I say?
yeah.
Sapphic Queens,
Yes,
all
sir.
very good. Yeah. Anyway, we had Megan Bain and Micah beating Saki Kashima and Ami Sourei. Megan Bain pinned Saki Kashima. In a Red Goddess block match, Mei Sarah and Suzu Suzuki beat Hanako and Saya Ida. Suzu pinned Saya with a German suplex. They go up to 5 points, which is a pretty commanding lead, I'd imagine. The Blue Goddess block, we had Miyu Amasaki and Azumi beat Hazuki and Koguma when Azumi pinned Hazuki with a Canadian Destroyer into his Azumi Zushi.
I did call that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well,
Koguma
actually,
is
I
protected
called
now.
like a draw. I
Koguma is
called like a draw.
1000% getting pushed because yeah,
You,
they're that is
I mean,
crazy.
like Koguma did get pinned by Mai Sakurai. which is a
Yeah, but
way
it was a
worse
roll-up.
fate.
And my Sakurai is also
This
getting
is
pushed.
this was also a roll up.
Yeah, but they're gonna do my Sakurai and Koguma for the white belts. That's why.
Oh yeah,
That's
probably.
the
But
January defense, brother. That's
damn, you already think about January?
yeah, of course.
I don't think about next year until it's next year, buddy.
That's fair. That's fair. We gotta get through December first when they rock the world with Dream Queendom.
My Sakurai
Um,
versus Mirai.
damn right, damn right. I can see it happening already. We had another blue block match. We had Hanan and Mai Utani beat Mirai and
saying?
Mai Sakurai. Hanan got the win with a backdrop driver. Wow. It doesn't
What
say
were we
who she
saying?
pinned.
She beat my Sakurai. What do you think she beat
Wow. Okay.
Mirai?
I don't know. Who
That would
knows?
be sick. She should also challenge for the white belt, by the way. This is what I
She
need.
should.
We need more white belt matches, please.
Yeah.
Just give me more title matches. I'm so tired. Don't give me
Yeah.
her
I'm,
versus
I'm
the
sick of
fucking
this
clown.
like
Just give me a white belt match.
I'm sick of this spreading shit out deal, and I'm sick of these strap matches. Just do title matches with your insanely talented
Please.
roster. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm getting so tired.
We have a Red Goddess block match in the main event. Momo Watanabe and Natsuko Tora beat Tekla and Julia. Tekla and Julia on no points is crazy. Like they're
I
just
mean,
beating
Tekla
Tekla from pillar to
is
post.
Tekla leaving? Like, I don't know what they're doing.
I have no idea, man.
Because they really
She's
are
she's like the
fucking her.
weirdest. She's the weirdest one to not push too, because I feel like she's got everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like a big part of wrestling is making simps pay for merchandise. I feel like Tekla will have a lot of simps. Just putting that out there. I think a lot of people would buy simp merch for Tekla, and she's also really good and
Mhm.
really good at promos and good at speaking English, which is good for your international growth thingy. So I
I
would
think
I would push Tekla.
I would at least get her the high speed belt post Sarah.
Yeah, but
You know what I
instead
mean?
she's
Like,
like
but
she's
she's just.
nothing and she just loses, and I don't really get it. But you know what? We just got to deal with it, I guess.
I will say something interesting is that she's had a belt for like most of the time that she hasn't been injured.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
'Cause she was injured for a while, but before that she was SWA champion, and then like a few months after that she won the. Well, not a few months. It was like 6 months after that she won the artist belt. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I don't know. Tekla just feels like someone who. I think that's also why the my Sakurai thing kind of bugs me out is that it's like, bro, Tekla is right there.
Yeah.
Like she's so good at this shit, but
Yeah,
you know.
but my Sakurai pops Rossi, so she gets a push because he definitely loves the ladyship thing. Like
Oh,
I just know
100%.
it. Like that man is like giggling to himself every night, coming up with lines for her to say. Like there's no
See, but
way.
like I think that my Sakurai should like win the new blood belts with Chan Yoda and leave Tekla to do the
I don't
actual
know if
wrestling.
Chanyota's going to show up anymore. She's working ice ribbon now. I think they might have
Mm,
lost her. Yeah, I think
that's
there's a line in
unfortunate.
the sand. 'Cause I don't think you can work ice ribbon in Stardom. I think that's like the one no go. Then again, Tomoka Inaba
Yeah,
does what
there've
he
definitely
gets.
been people who have worked both. I mean, Michiko has worked both in the past 2 months.
Yeah, but Michiko, like, that was a
Easy.
prank. They
Yeah.
pranked her.
No, I know. I just like I realized after I brought her up, I was like, oh fuck, I want to talk about her and Stardom again.
Yeah. No, that was a prank. Rossi called her up and was like, "Hey, we got a spot for you," and then he was like, "Haha, you lose." Like, there's no way. But
Did you
yeah,
see that
I
she
don't
like
know.
blocked Maya and Rinrin? I was like, I hate the women's wrestling in Glate. Don't call me a
Yeah,
woman. Don't call me a Glate women's wrestler. They both suck.
she's right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The whole division is shit. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Let's do Sunday shows.
wrestling's bad, man. I don't know.
A
I
little
don't know
bit.
what I like. Why did I dedicate my life to this thing? It's kind of bad.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
There's one tag league match on the show. Why are we here?
no way. What? Are you
Oh,
sure?
Izumi is there. Oh, huh.
What?
There's two tag league matches on this weekend, and they both have Shuri and Saki.
Are you... What?
Like, what are we doing? I
I
thought
don't
that there was like
know.
a tournament going on. I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody else remembered, but
that's crazy. Because there's two block matches on this show. They must just have a bad graphic. Um, well, maybe there was. Maybe they changed it. Oh, they did because Lady
they
C is
changed it.
off. Oh, right. Yeah, Lady C isn't on the show
Did they
anymore.
reschedule that, or is that forfeit?
I don't know. They didn't even do a news thing about it. So oh wait, they did. They did 2 news things because
Let me
Lady
see.
C is definitely not a
It
big
looks like they
machine.
rescheduled it.
Reschedule. Yeah.
Rescheduled, yeah. I imagine it was against O2 line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was.
So it's just not.
Oh no, it
I
says
don't
they
know.
lose. It says they lose by default.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, that's unfortunate.
That's
Jesus
that's
Christ.
crazy.
You thought that the injuries and the absence were bad before the tournament. We're gonna see
Yeah.
so many squares on this fucking sheet.
Yeah.
It's
Well, in
gonna be
fairness, Lady C isn't injured. She's
no, she's just sick.
she got the flu. Anyway, in the opener of the show, it's on the 28th of October. It is Stardom Tag League in Numazu. The venue is the Shizuoka Kira Messe Numazu. Great originality. Um, we have a three-way match: Miyu Amasaki versus Tekla versus Ami Sourei. It is Big Kevin. I assume Ami Sourei will win. That is how to do
Yeah.
things. We then
Who's
have
she
Azumi
gonna drop him like a
versus.
thunderbolt?
She is. We have Azumi versus Raka.
Oh, so she is on the card.
Yay!
Oh, so
Yeah,
that
she
that
is.
means that the leader is here. We're
I
good,
thought it
guys.
was the next show she isn't on.
Yeah. Well, I thought she wasn't on either show. That's why I was confused.
Oh no, because I
Because
knew
like
she was on this one.
yeah, I didn't know she was on this one. It is funny that she's on
Um,
this one just to beat Ruaka.
well, why not?
Who I would
Yeah,
also I always like to mention with this pairing, Azumi buoyed Ruaka into debuting. Um,
yeah.
classic
Uh,
classic Stardom lore.
you're gonna watch this for next week, and you're gonna hype it like it is the greatest match ever. And I can
No,
already,
I'm not.
like, I
I'm
can
gonna be like,
already
oh yeah,
tell.
this is good.
I can already tell you're gonna be like Rocca when she's on. She's just so good, and her and Azumi were so motivated because they know each other, and it was so great. And I'm just gonna roll my eyes, and I can tell.
Why must you be a dick? What purpose does it serve? Did you have a
um.
bad upbringing?
All right, my Sakurai. Jeez.
Man.
Yeah. Listen, like, nobody cares about this Stardom stuff, man.
I'm about to
We
start
gotta.
using that. I'm about to start plugging that in wherever I can. Oh man, it's so funny. Are you here?
Anyway,
Okay, yeah,
yes,
you're
I
still
am
here. You're
here.
still here. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
I know this is like the 17th sidetrack of the show, but it doesn't really matter at this point. None of this
I mean,
matters.
at a certain
Um,
point, we do have to finish.
yes, but we time limit wise, we have like 50 minutes, and we're gonna be done in 10.
I
So
would
like,
rather like we finish early. I
okay,
like
yeah,
having
I get it.
evenings. I like having
I
time to
I'll
do
just bug
things.
you after the show with random things. You know this. It doesn't matter. Um,
Yeah, I
but
suppose.
no, my and this is really off topic, but I said I'm funny. Because my niece, who doesn't know how to talk yet, somehow, whenever she does something and makes herself giggle, she goes, "I'm funny," and I think that's the cutest thing on earth. So my niece is very cute. That's my comment. Yeah,
I'm going to go Brock Lesnar on this. I don't care
I don't
about
give a
your
fuck
kids.
about the kids.
Yeah. Anyway, we have Mai Iwatani and Hanan versus Mariah and Hanako. Hanako is taking a fall
Hmm.
because, yeah. We have a 6-woman tag match. We have Megan Bain, Suzu Suzuki, and Mei Sarah versus Hazuki, Koguma, and Saya Ida, who looks very
Yeah.
in her new render with the New Blood tag belt. We love to see it.
Sorry, I mean a cookie. Yeah, I love Saida.
Okay.
That's the other thing
We
about that.
love Saya Ida's render, Dylan. We
That
love Saya
too.
Ida's
Yeah,
render.
that too. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her face. She's just like, yeah, look at me.
I
Look at
know.
me.
I know. She's a
Um,
beast. What can I say?
at that Natsu show,
Oh
um,
dear God,
she did
please.
the pose off thing. Shut up. We didn't get to talk about it last week.
I know, but like, can we at least preview the
Oh wait, no,
shows?
we did talk about it last week. We can continue.
Okay. We have Maika and Mai Sakurai versus Natsuko Tora and Momo Anabe.
Is this what you want to talk about?
No.
Because I don't.
No. We have a Red Goddess block match: Syuri and Saki Kashima versus Mina Shirakawa and Waka Tsukiyama. Yeah, I guess Syuri and Saki are gonna win.
I mean,
Uh,
Mina
Ane
and
Chan
Waka.
team or whatever the hell.
Anikan.
Annie Khan. Yeah. Tony Khan.
No, that's not.
Okay. All right.
Mina and Walker are gonna get upset over somebody, so it
Yeah,
might be
but
here.
not. Nah,
Probably not.
yeah, it's not happening. The other show to preview then. Oh, it's the Halloween show. This is on the 29th of October. Stardom
No
Halloween
renders.
Dark Night 2023. House of Terror in the Tachikawa Stage Garden. This is just a Stardom and showcase with a different name.
Which I think would be cool for Halloween if it wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, we have an explosion coffin match. Mayu Iwatani versus Crow A versus Crow B versus Crow C. Yeah, we have a singles match.
Ooh.
Halloween Mask versus Mirai. Whoa. We have a rules for bringing in weapons for Halloween four-way battle. Saori Ano versus Natsuko Tora versus Hazuki versus Mai Sakurai. It's
That
just
could
a
be fun.
oh, Mai Sakurai in a weapons match, dude. Deathmatch
Yeah,
Mai.
that could
Let's
be
get it.
sick.
Let's get it. She's gonna go Amida
Suzuki and
on these
Natsuko as
fuckers.
well. Fucking Sekigun Sariano gonna come out like this. Yeah, this is.
Please, just don't bring Ozaki. Just keep
She
her
won't.
her
She won't.
away. Yeah, Ozaki probably didn't like Rossi. Anyway, I guess maybe.
Most of them don't.
I mean, most people don't like Ozaki. In fairness, I feel like she fell out with
Yeah,
people.
I mean,
Like, didn't her
yeah.
and Kaoru like hate each other by the end? They didn't work the same match for like a decade after
To
being a
be,
tag
yeah,
team
I
for
mean,
years.
Mayumi Ozaki definitely made some enemies around the wrestling world.
Yeah, because like I think Miko stopped working with Oz as
I mean,
well
what?
at a certain
Why?
point.
Why do you think Oz Academy exists, Alex?
That's yeah, honestly, that's very true. Yeah, because like at a certain point, like all of her wrestlers stopped getting booked elsewhere, and I was like, oh yeah, there's some politics there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, keep Ozaki away, bring Soriano that bloodied Nagayo, I guess. Even Anywhere Falls 5-way trick or treat match. Tekla versus Mei Sarah versus Suzu Suzuki versus Koguma versus Momo Anabe. Yeah.
Which can. Why are these people in the Anywhere Falls match?
Don't know. Who
Like
cares?
Koguma, sure, but like none of the rest make any. Yeah,
I
you're right.
don't
It
know,
don't
man.
matter.
I just don't know. We have a zombie lumberjack match. Mina Shirakawa and Waka Tsukiyama against Dump Matsumoto and Zap from the Atrocious Alliance. Zombie lumberjacks, everybody.
Love them.
Yeah,
I wonder if it'll be the same zombie lumberjacks as the ones in this match that we're going to talk about.
that would be great recycling. Let's do it. We have a zombie rumble. We have zombie, Grim Reaper, super strong Stardom Machine, super strong Big Machine, super strong Stardom Giant Machine number 2, second generation Sexy Dynamite Princess, Chairman Ram, Fukigen Death, and Karma. Hey, yeah, we have a Red Goddess block match.
Wait, who ended up being the Grim Reaper? Was that Kyrie? Who the fuck ended?
I don't know.
Oh no, that
What?
was you. Is you gonna be in this?
Maybe? Maybe it's Owie. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, Ali was the one who never got unmasked.
Is Owie busy? Does
Maybe it's
Owie
Yuna
do things?
Manase. That's. Oh, but we're talking about like cool wrestlers and like wrestlers we want to see back in Stardom, and it's like, nah, Yuna's gonna come in for her bi-yearly appearance for no reason and then never come back.
But she's been injured for like forever. So
I
no.
thought so, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm not
She doesn't
keeping
even do
tabs on
Ganjo
Yuna
shows.
Manase.
That's like it's pretty
She makes her comeback
um
in this match.
yeah, why not? Let's go. We have a Red Goddess block match. Among all this, Siri and Saki Kashima versus Risa Sera and Karumi Hirage of Prominence.
Can I
Uh
mention this is
no.
so dumb
Yeah, it
that
is.
they have Karumi and Risa Sera on a like Halloween show, and they're like, "You're getting a straight 2-on-2 match." Like, how do you get the deathmatch wrestlers and go and put them on like a special gimmick, hardcore show thing, and be like, "You're the only ones who don't get to use weapons." I think that's how we're gonna go with this. What a dumb company.
Yeah. That's the show. This is all terrible. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm sure in the moment we will have fun, but like, dear God,
And
that is
next
grim.
week does not look all that much better because it's
Dude,
just 3
listen,
shows.
we're dying out here. This I told y'all, Tag League, nobody cares. It's yeah, it is what it is. Um, yeah, that's everything. You know, Decade of Queens was fun, at least, right? We
Yeah,
got some good times there.
I really enjoyed that.
FWC and Hirota. It was a match of a generation. White Shirt Battle Royal was like everything the Cosmic Rules match wanted to be, but wasn't. It even had Mina doing interpretive dance, which was I was like, I am on some sort of drug here. What the fuck?
That was a strip tease. That was not interpretive dance.
It was a bit more interpretive dance. Like she was like prancing
Bro,
just enough.
they put pink lights and music on, and she was doing a maybe I'm just a dude. Maybe it's just different. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
That's such a funny way to way to call that. Oh man.
You know, she was doing that. She was dancing.
She was doing the
Uh,
dance. I
Yako
love
was
how
there.
Ihozen was just there. Like it was Pro Wrestling
Yeah,
Wave. Pro Wrestling Wave came out with all the water guns looking like badasses. Shouts out Gami. And then Ihozen's like, I am also here with the water gun. Hello.
was anybody
I have.
from Oh yeah, they were. I was like, was
It
anybody from
was
Marvelous even on the show? But yes, Kumi Roha was in
yeah, it's
the
Takumi.
literal main event.
But that was
Uh,
the only reason Ihozen was there was to second Takumi,
incredible.
and she was just like, hello, I have a water gun as well. And I found that so funny. Yeah, Natsuko and Veti was fine. Um, pretty much what we kind of talked about last week.
Yeah,
Uh, and the
yeah,
main event was very fun. I enjoyed the main event as well.
yeah.
Azumi and Natsu finally uh buried the hatchet in a payoff to my first favorite story in Stardom.
That
Um,
is incredible.
that like it genuinely made me so happy. Uh, because like back in the day, Azumi was a cop, and Natsu was stealing all of Queen's Quest shit, and like that was like a big thing.
Yeah.
That was very funny. And then finally, and then Natsu came back to wrestling, and her and Azumi fought in her bar. Uh, and then they finally hugged it out, and I thought that was a really sweet moment.
Was
Natsu
it
also
Azumi?
said,
I thought it was Hazuki.
"No, it was Azumi."
Are you sure? I thought
Wait,
she wrestled Hazuki when she came back
she came
on
back. Wrestle.
Showcase.
She came back. She wrestled with Hazuki. Turned on her, and then
Oh yeah.
her Azumi and Rossi were drinking at Natsu's bar, and Rossi was just like, "Oh yeah, well like Joshi would be dead without Stardom. Stardom's so cool. I think Stardom's the best." And Natsu's like, "Man, shut the fuck up and get out of my bar." And her and Azumi started fighting.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, they've just been at odds this entire time.
That's kind of neat. I won't lie to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a very sweet moment. Um,
it's fun
with
seeing the Stardom wrestlers like interact with freelancers. I think it's like
yes,
really fun, and I know everybody keeps getting injured, but you should still do it more because it entertains me.
Azumi and Rina was such a fun exchange. Uh, where like, oh, I'm wrestling Natsu. I could do the old shtick, right? Of like crying and like making her feel bad. And Rina's just like, man, fuck kids. And she's fucking kicked her in the face. It was great. And Azumi did the
She didn't kick her in
middle
the
finger
face. I feel like this is a
in the s-
lie that's been
in the
perpetuated.
chest, in the chest.
Because
She kicked her in
people
the
keep
chest.
saying she kicked her in the face, and as somebody who loves a kick in the face, she did not kick her in the
She kicked
face.
her in the
And
chest. My bad.
yeah, and I think people need to stop lying. They just got to stop doing this to me because I'm looking forward to kicks to the face, and I'm not getting them. And I think that's tragic.
Well, Suzu did kick Julie in the face, so you're welcome. Um,
God
But yeah,
bless.
I loved that match. I loved the promo that Natsu cut afterwards where um she was very vague and then she got into it. She was like, I used to wrestle for a company and then I wrestled for another company, but now I'm a freelancer. I was like, that's your speech, really? And she's like, okay, I love Wave. Shouts out Wave. Thank you for accepting me back and not hating me anymore. Because Gami definitely has bad blood with anybody who's ever left Wave. Um, look
Gami's
at
a
Suzu.
weird one, man.
Look at Suzu, man. Uh, like, but no, I'm joking. I don't think Gami has heat with everybody, but that was a rough departure from Suzu. And then she thanked Stardom, and I thought it was very funny because she went like, "Oh, Stardom really like lifted me up, and I'm very happy that they're doing well. But also, fuck Stardom. We need to rise up and be better than Stardom. Fuck Stardom.
Yeah.
But also, if I fail, can Stardom please give me a job? Thank you."
Yeah, that reminds me of Mayuki, he being like, "Oh, I'm, like, too old for Stardom's taste," and then, getting
She's like,
booked.
"But I got a payday though."
Yeah, it's crazy. The scene is really something. Uh, yeah, there was that Oz Academy show the other day that drew very well, and there was a death match, well, in air quotes, death match, and Mio Momono had overalls, and I was like, "You know what? Maybe wrestling is back." But it was
Miyamoto in
it was not
overalls
back.
versus Tam Nakano in the Chucky jumpsuit in a death match.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
vibe right there.
'Cause yeah, those Mio ended up with, like, blood-stained overalls, and I was like, "That's not what I expect from Mio Momono,"
It
but she took
sucks.
some barbed wire bumps. It
It
was
does
cool.
suck that Oz Academy is the only like Joshi company that really like goes all in on like bloody hardcore matches. Like
Well, I
obviously
mean,
like Seedling
Prominence is
does it
literally a
sometimes.
deathmatch
Well,
promotion.
but well yes, but that's like because it's a deathmatch promotion, obviously. Like that's different. Um but like Oz Academy is like the only company that like really goes all in on it without being a deathmatch company. But Oz Academy
Yeah,
is also Oz Academy. There's so many things that
yeah,
like Oz Academy should be cool, but it's just not usually.
I
It's
know.
very frustrating.
Believe me. Um, but yeah, I think that's the show. I hate wrestling. Goodbye.
I we can't end it like that. I caught up on work this
We
weekend.
can, we can. I hate wrestling.
Well, I'm
Goodbye.
not caught up.
Um
I'm
Well,
closer to
actually,
being caught
I
up on
don't
life.
hate wrestling. I lie. I don't hate wrestling. I'm gonna watch wrestling later today because I'm a sicko. I gotta watch this NXT show. Yeah, I gotta see Lyra
Mm.
Valkyrie and Becky Lynch. Yeah,
You love your Becky
NWA.
Lynch matches.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I can't lie. Maybe it's just because I'm biased. I don't know, but I don't think
I liked
Lyra
it when she
Valkyrie is
was.
great, and I would be biased there. I saw her like on indie shows a few years ago, so
I liked Becky Lynch when she was a leprechaun for some reason.
That's prejudiced. That's
No,
yeah.
I'm kidding. The best era of Becky Lynch was her being a Mercedes lackey in NXT.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah, that was fun.
That was such a vibe. Like that was
Yeah,
like the best NXT faction. Everybody talks about like Charlotte and Mercedes and like Bailey and Mercedes. I was like, nah, the real shit was like Team Bay, I think was their name.
that
That
was
shit was
main
real.
roster, was it not?
No, that's Team Bad. Talk about
Oh,
Team Bay. Team
I
Bad
liked
was
BFFs. Do you remember
see, yeah,
BFFs?
that's the Charlotte one. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think Mercedes and Becky was the ultimate four horsewomen tag team. Like, you know, group.
I don't know, man. I think BFFs was better. Summer Rae was like slaying.
I think that disqualifies the fact that I think Summer Rae being in it is why it was worse.
You do
Um,
not understand the power of Summer Rae. She was a beast.
I will say it was very funny when she got moved into the main roster and they just carried around like a her head on a stick, like like a little like like a little like fan of her face, and they'd be like, ah, she's here. I thought that was very funny. Very they actually inspired Bang Bang Gang to carry around uh Cardblade. It's real.
I love Cardblade.
BFFs inspired Jay White and Juice Robinson.
Jay White, big Summer Rae fan.
Of course, of course.
Yeah,
Call to me,
as
call
he
to me.
should. Anyway, that is that for this week. We will be back next week to review all of the stuff from this weekend, assuming it goes up, which you can
It
never really
won't.
be sure. And we will preview the three upcoming house shows because they are doing one of those like loops of places nobody's ever heard of. So get ready for some fun stuff, baby.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
everybody stopped listening by now, but I have a spreadsheet for this tag league because I'm gonna be watching every match because I'm a fucking psycho. So I'm gonna
yeah,
post it on Twitter, and you will see it. So go check it out if you want to see how I feel about all these matches, on a scale of 1 to 10, and like who's doing the best and what's going on and my predictions and all that shit. What the match of the tournament is, which there's been like 4 notably good
yeah,
matches in the entire tournament. So
yeah.
yeah,
All right. Well,
actually
with that,
3. So that's fun.
it's time to close the show. want to
Nice.
stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in. Ijo.
Joe.